Hey, what's up guys, Andy here, and today we're reviewing over Black Clover episode 84 titled The Victors. Now, as you can tell by the title, this is the final episode of the selection exam, which I loved this arc so much. It wasn't that long, but it was really, really good. I wish they would have kind of played out a few of the battles a little bit longer, but then again, we kind of don't want to see no-name characters who we're probably never going to see again putting in work, you know. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I'm shocked, but satisfied with how it ended. I really don't want to spoil it yet, because I want to talk about it when we get into it. But yeah, I don't want to give my opinion, so we'll talk about that when we get there. But one thing I do want to talk about right now, though, is the animation of this episode. It looked so good. I'm not sure, like, if I'm just crazy and it's been a week and I don't remember, but has the animation always been this on point? And that fight scene looked like something straight out of Dragon Ball in the early days. Like, it was all over the place, but so beautiful. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. I cannot wait to talk about this episode, so yeah, let's get it.
They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there.
So we're here in the finals, and it's about to begin, and I know I say this a lot. This is my favorite episode, this is my favorite. No, this is not my favorite episode, because that's clearly the Finro Longress episode, but this episode was really good, and it started off like this. So we get Rills, Nils, and Ruben here, you know, coming forward, because they just jump right in. No recap, no nothing to this episode. And, you know, Nils and Ruben are like, we have to stand out, because even if we win, we might not get picked. And then we cut over here to the P team, and that's in Yuno and Noelle, and they're like, let's do this. And Noelle and In are talking, and she's like, I'm already distracted because of Asta. And then she's like, I mean, I'm only worried because he's a part of my squad, which was really funny, and I loved the look on the face here. It was beautiful. But then Walter and, Belle got into it a little bit. I was like, hey, hold up. You know, because he's like, the young master will win, and he's like, no, Yuno will win, and it was just beautiful. We get into our intro and title card here, The Victors, episode 84. Yeah. We start the actual episode off after the intro here with Asta lying in bed, and he wakes up, and, you know, he's kind of, you know, it's hard to see, because, you know, he wanted to be there. But we cut over to the fight, and this fight started off immediately. Yuno goes straight at Rills, and he launches a wind attack, and then, you know, he's like, picture magic battle of the gods, and he's like, one attack, and they kind of already set the bar to where, like, they're like, okay, I see what you're talking about, so you are worthy. And they both kind of have that mutual respect right now for each other, which was really cool to see. But that's when these two, Nils and Ruben, go in, and they use ice magic and sandstone magic, because they have to show out. And they want to destroy that crystal no matter what. Because if they don't destroy it, then they're screwed. Because even if they win, they still could not get picked, because they haven't done anything for the team. Which, kind of unfortunate for them, but we cut back over from that fight straight into this fight, and this was amazing. The animation on this looked so fucking good. I don't know what it was, but it was just beautiful, and then, you know, they're just jumping right back into it, attack after attack, and then I was just like, I put in my notes here, what the fuck just happened? He just got his ass swatted, because it, like, you know, Rill's magic just came together, and he's like, I seem to be missing a little something to this masterpiece. But he then says, with this one, I'm gonna surpass Asta. So let me read my notes here and make sure I get this right. In the battle that he lost all of his senses, along with his, in the battle he lost all his senses, he learned to control his mana better, along with the mana control he learned from the mana skin training, to control the excessive amount of mana in his body, and combine it, I think. I think that's how that works. So the outcome of that is this: Spirit Assimilation, Spirit Dive. I loved this. He fused with Belle, and she had a cute little scene. She was like, oh, I'm fusing with Yuno, this is great. And then, they clash. One attack of his and Rill's magic, just colliding, exploded. And you could feel it all over the battlefield. It was great. I loved this fight so much, and this part was the best moment. It was the highlight of this fight. And, Rill broke his own crystal. The magic amount of power that he was emitting from himself kind of self-destructed his own crystal, which, how I feel about that. It was the right call. It was the perfect way to do this because it was a safe ending. Yuno wins, but Rill's stays strong. Now, why does Rill's need to stay strong, you might ask? He is a captain. To this point, we have not seen a weak captain besides the Purple Orca guy, but he was kind of a piece of shit anyway, and he was fighting the other captains. So, we haven't seen a weak captain yet. So the captain level, even the vice captain level, has been set to a standard peak. Yuno was never going to go out there and fucking lay out Rill's. Never. There's no way. I would probably say Rill's is one of the weaker captains, if I had to say so, just because he's youngest. Maybe not. I would assume so, though. Because we've seen what Yami can do, we've seen what Vengeance can do, but it doesn't appear to be that they're gonna let the captain title play solely like a small role. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So after the fight, Ian looks at Noelle and he's like, well, we won. And Noelle's like, what did you expect? And then she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we actually won. I can't believe it. Oh, and it was a fun little scene. I enjoyed this a lot. But then we find out that they're probably going to select, about 10 to 20 of the knights at a later date. So I suggest that, I don't even want to get into that. I'll have to look at all of them, but we cut to the king and he made a speech and they're all like, oh my god, he actually said something good. I can't believe it. And then he says but I worked the hardest. And they're like, oh, there he goes again. And then the king says something and they're like, oh yes, sir. And that was really, really funny. But we move into this to where he's talking with his secondary, not really secretary, second guy. I can't remember his name, but they're like, it was a success, we can begin questioning later, but I would rather not suspect everyone, but there might be something more going on, and the Golden Dawn insignia is on the screen, so I'm not sure where that's going, but I kinda already know. But Asta and Yuno have a little bit of a run-in at the very end here, and he tells him, he's like, I'm the one who's gonna become the Wizard King. And Yuno tells him, he's like, do you really think I would let you catch up to me? Which was such a great line from Yuno, and I loved it so much. But we cut over to the highlight of this arc, Zerx, aka Zora. And he's sitting there thinking about it, and he's like, companions who believe in each other, and he's like, what the hell am I thinking? And it was such a beautiful scene, and then boom, out of nowhere, we get a thank you from the Wizard King, and he's like, your trap magic and knowledge are vital, you're probably gonna get selected. And Zora tells him, he's like, I know you know that I'm not, Zerx. And he's like, yeah, I met a guy one time, Zora, named Zara Ideal. He was a great guy, and he actually helped me come up with the system that we use now about the stars. That way, people wouldn't get left behind. And he tells him, maybe it's time you pick up a robe for yourself. And Zerx looks up and he goes, he remembers the superhero, and he says, I'm just a guy passing through who couldn't be a super mage. And our little spoiler for next week is together in the bath, and we see Yami and Vanjin. So I don't know if it's going to be a throwaway episode, or if it's going to be holy fuck, it's going down episode. So yeah, without further delay though, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out of here. This video is already long enough, and I'm tired of shit, and I still got to work later, so good night, have a great day, y'all, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if y'all did enjoy the video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair.